This is Daily Indian News Podcast from IDN Podcast Service.
This podcast is hosted by Jeff in August. Today's stories are:
Coronavirus live updates, some localized outbreaks but no community transmission yet, government says. India again rejects China's claim over Galwan Valley, another round of talks expected on Friday. No compromise on safety, security concerns, government on the 15th of August indigenous COVID-19 vaccine deadline. Kanpur shootout, Vikas Dubey spent 2 nights in Noida and 1 in Kota before arrests. MHA allows NIA to probe Trivandrum airport gold smuggling case. CISCE results 2020, ICSE and ISC results to be released tomorrow. Evolving situation, keeping abreast with info from WHO, Health Ministry on if coronavirus may be airborne.
Coronavirus live updates. Some localized outbreaks but no community transmission yet, government says. India recorded its biggest single-day spike on Wednesday with 25,530 fresh COVID-19 cases, breaching the 25,000 mark for the first time. The country's total caseload has reached 767,296. India's cumulative death toll is now 21,129. India again rejects China's claim over Galwan Valley, another round of talks expected on Friday. New Delhi, India has once again rejected China's claim over Galwan Valley in eastern Ladakh even as both sides are expected to hold another round of diplomatic talks on the border on Friday to thrash out modalities for further de-escalation of tension along the line of actual control. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Anurag Srivastava said India remained convinced of the need for maintenance of peace and tranquility in the border areas and resolution of differences through dialogue, but at the same time asserted that the country is committed to ensuring its sovereignty and territorial integrity. At an online media briefing, he said the line of actual control, LAC, must be strictly respected and observed as it is the basis for peace and tranquility in border areas. Srivastava said National Security Advisor Ajit Doval categorically conveyed to Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi on Sunday India's position on the recent developments along the LAC including in the Galwan Valley area. Doval and Wang, the special representatives for border talks, held a telephonic conversation following which armies of the two countries began disengagement of troops from friction points in eastern Ladakh.
30-second sponsorship ad.
If you haven't about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make podcast. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, ABD, many more. You can make money from your podcast, with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast, in one place. Download the Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started.
Powered by Anchor.
No compromise on safety, security concerns, government on the 15th of August indigenous COVID-19 vaccine deadline. New Delhi, the Union Health Ministry on Thursday clarified that the 15th of August deadline for an indigenous COVID-19 vaccine is only to expedite duly approved clinical trials without compromising on safety and security concerns. During the press conference, Rajesh Bhushan, officer on special duty, Health Ministry said, "Please don't read something which is not there in DGICMR's letter. Letter's intent is only to expedite duly approved clinical trials without compromising on safety and security concerns." Earlier, ICMR DG Balram Bhargava wrote a letter to Bharat Biotech and principal investigators of medical colleges to complete the trial procedure of indigenous COVID-19 vaccine in a fast-track method so that results of a clinical trial can be launched by the 15th of August. Bhushan further said that DCGI has permitted 2 vaccines to go in for phase 1 and 2 of clinical trials. Bharat Biotech and Cadila Healthcare are developing vaccines. Both vaccines completed animal toxicity studies after approval. DCGI has permitted these two vaccines to go in for phase 1 and 2 clinical trials. Trials are yet to begin. Hope it begins soon. Bharat Biotech had recently received a nod for a clinical trial of its vaccine. Covaxin. A total of 12 institutes have been asked by the ICMR to fast-track clinical trials of the vaccine, as it is being considered the topmost priority projects which are being monitored by the government. Kanpur shootout, Vikas Dubey spent 2 nights in Noida and 1 in Kota before arrest. Bhopal, Uttar Pradesh gangster Vikas Dubey had stayed in Noida for 2 days after killing 8 police officers in Kanpur. He spent a night in Kota and then reached Ujjain early morning, say sources. He got arrested from Mahakal Temple in Ujjain on Thursday around 8:30 am. 2 people who accompanied him have also been detained. A vehicle registered at Ujjain has been confiscated. Another unregistered vehicle that they used to travel is being looked for, say police. One of the officials who was privy to information on Vikas Dubey's interrogation said that he was in Noida on the 5th and 6th of July and then moved to Kota on 8th. He stayed there for a night and then reached Ujjain, said the officer, wishing anonymity. This information given by Vikas is being verified by senior officials in UP. Vikas's relative, who works as a manager in a local distillery in Ujjain, is also being questioned. Police said he was using the cell phone of a person who was accompanying him. The Madhya Pradesh government had been denying claims that Dubey had surrendered. MHA allows NIA to probe Trivandrum airport gold smuggling case. New Delhi. The Ministry of Home Affairs on Thursday allowed the National Investigation Agency to probe the gold smuggling case detected at the Trivandrum International Airport in Kerala, as the incident may have serious implications for national security, officials said. The decision came a day after Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan wrote a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi seeking his intervention for an effective investigation into the seizure of gold worth crores of rupees from a diplomatic baggage at the airport in the state capital. The MHA permits the National Investigation Agency, NIA, to investigate the Trivandrum airport gold smuggling case, as the organized smuggling operation may have serious implications for national security, a Home Ministry spokesperson said. The gold, weighing over 30 kilograms, was seized from the diplomatic baggage that had landed by air cargo at the Trivandrum International Airport recently from the Gulf. The Customs Department has said that it suspected a smuggling syndicate had misused the name of a person who enjoys diplomatic immunity. 2 persons, including a woman, are wanted in connection with the sensational case. Both the suspects are absconding, officials said. CISC Result 2020, ICSE and ISC results to be released tomorrow. New Delhi. Council for the Indian School Certificate Examinations will release results of ICSE and ISC Year 2020 examination on Friday, the 10th of July, 2020 at 3 p.m. The results of the ICSE and ISC Year 2020 examinations will be made available through the careers portal of the Council, the website of the Council, and through SMS. Individual candidates can access the results by logging into the Council's website, www.cis.org or www.results.cis.org. Evolving situation. Keeping abreast with info from WHO. Health Ministry on if coronavirus may be airborne. New Delhi, with scientists from several countries claiming that coronavirus is airborne. The Health Ministry on Thursday said it is an evolving situation and the government is keeping abreast with the information coming from the WHO. According to a report in the New York Times, 239 scientists from 32 nations have written to the World Health Organization, saying there is evidence that the virus is airborne and even smaller particles can infect people. A significant departure from the UN Health Agency's claim so far that COVID-19 is spread primarily through coughing and sneezing. When asked about it, officer on special duty in the Health Ministry Rajesh Bhushan said it is an evolving situation and the government is keeping abreast with information coming from the WHO. We are keeping abreast with the information coming out of WHO headquarters on this particular aspect, but you will all appreciate and realize that even during the initial stages of we and the PM, Narendra Modi, repeatedly emphasized on Degas Dory, so this concept protects you from small droplets that may remain suspended in air for a longer period of time, he said at a media briefing.
That's it, it's from India Daily Podcast Service. Thank you.